Hello everybody, this is Jose, and we're going to cover in this video how to make an alternate version of the parallax effect. As you can see in this one, we have a pentagon that showcases a background image, and then we see all the icons that show some data. And if we press the forward, we see that it disappears and gives us this pie chart. This is what we're going to cover today. If you're asking, we had a previous slide, and I'm not going to cover it because it's pretty simple and there's nothing special about it. If you want me to cover it, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, let's just go with it. And this is what we're going to be doing. First off, again, open a new slide or open a blank canvas. And if you're just arriving to this video, we're just currently showcasing a step-by-step PowerPoint, modern slide deck, or slideshow that you can use anything, whether it's a sports school presentation or a business setting. And if you have PowerPoint 2007 or newer, then you're good to go. There's no special program or installation that you require in order for you to use it. Let's begin. The first thing you want to do is go to Insert, Shapes, and look for the pentagon in here. Click the pentagon, then we're going to draw it, make it wide, very wide, very wide. And let's rotate it. You're gonna click on the handle on the top at the top, and then shift, right click. No right click, just rotate it and place it here on the top. The next step would be to make it as wide as possible, so it covers the wide areas on the back. What this ends up doing is that anything that overflows outside from the slide, no one's going to notice. If we press Shift F5, we go to Presentation View, then this is our shape. The next thing would be to paste the background image. Here, let's right-click, copy image. While you have it copied, you want to right-click the selected pentagon, click Format Shape, click and Fill. And where it says Picture or Texture Fill, you're going to click on it. And then here it says Insert Picture From. You're going to click Clipboard, and it's going to paste our image. You want to uncheck is Rotate with Shape. The thing that you want to uncheck is Rotate with Shape. Because this one, with this, it's just going to show it as it should be. If we press F5, Shift F5, we can start seeing that the image already has the shape that we wanted to see. We're going to we're going to remove the outline by going to Format, Shape Outline, and No Outline. We're going to move the shape a little bit to the bottom. That's way too much. Make it a little bit wider. And if the image is not adjusted, here you can see that it's a little bit stretched. What we need to do is play a little bit with this, with the values that we have here on our right pane. Or if you have an older version of PowerPoint, then you're going to have a window. For that, if we click on Offset Left, it's going to push the image to the right. If we click on the Offset Right, it's going to push it to the left. If we click Offset to the top, it's just going to push it to the bottom. If we add it to the bottom, it's going to push it to the top. What we do to make an image bigger is that we want to stretch it to the opposite direction. So instead of offsetting to the bottom, to plus, we're just going to have it minus. Minus 12, minus 13, and you start seeing how the aspect ratio starts to get fixed. If you want to push it a little bit to the top, then we have to use offset to the top and make it negative. And you can start seeing that the image starts moving a little bit to the top. But it's not moving, it's actually stretching. By stretching from the bottom, by playing with these values, then we kind of make it as if it's actually moving when it's not. Once we have the location that we more or less want, we check it on the slide, and then here we have it. Then we're good to go. The next thing that we see on the previous slide are all these icons. All this, say, data. And we have a couple of things. If you saw the previous presentation, how you can create your own icons, you can totally go for it and do it. Otherwise, if you have a more recent version of PowerPoint, you can click here on icons, wait for it to load, and insert the icons that you want. I'm just going to pick 3 of them. Let me place one here, place another one here, place another one here. And for the other one, I'm just going to add some text at 100, say million. One quick tip, whenever you want to showcase a big number, a good way to do it is to select the number and have it in its own line and make it bigger. Centralize it, centralize the text in the bottom, and there you have it. You have a way for you to call the attention to the number and add some subtext or a subtitle into it. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. No. We're going to select them all and make them a little bit bigger by pressing Shift and dragging them from one of the corners. The next thing is that we're going to select them all. When I come here into Home, Arrange, Align, and then Distribute horizontally. This will make them with the same distance among them. I think we should go Arrange, Align, Align to Slide, Arrange, Align, Distribute horizontally. This is better because with this one, we have equal space between the icons, and this should make them look better. If the icons start looking kind of weird because one is bigger than the other one, then you can make the manual adjustments first. Then after you apply the distribute horizontally, you can then make your adjustments yourself. Let's align selected objects again. I added here to a quick toolbar because it's way faster. Let's align to the middle. So they are at the same height. Align middle. Okay. And if we press Shift F5, we start seeing that it starts to look better. One thing that I've said in the previous slide is that never use black completely. It seldom looks good, or it doesn't look bad. I would say it can look even better if you use a darker gray. In this case, I don't know if we can eyedrop a little bit. No, this is way too much. I think we can create like a light gray. This looks okay. We can even go with a darker brown. Have to blend in a little bit with the image. Here, go with the darker brown. Million. And we can add, Shift click all of them, come here to animations, and let's add a fade effect. Click here on animation pane if it doesn't show up. Let's close this one and add it with previous. Right click here, start with previous, and we do that so when we start a slideshow, they just appear. I think right now my computer is kind of slow, so the fade effect isn't showing very well, but there you go. The next thing that we have is that we want to showcase some text. The text is pretty straightforward. We just need to come here, insert, shapes, and insert text. Click here and just type PowerPoint demo slide. Select them all, make the text white, and make the text bigger. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Centralize the text just in case. And come here again to arrange, align, and when it's going to be automatically selected to align to slide, and click Align Center. This will position it in the middle or in the center. Then click Shift F5 and you start looking at the text. I think it's a little bit too big. And right click. You can select both of them. Come here to Format, to Arrange again. Align. Verify the Align Selected Objects is selected. And click here Align Middle. This will put the text in the middle of the picture that you have here in the background. I think the text, again, is a little bit bigger. We just make it a tad smaller. Okay, looks good. Then we have to do again the Arrange, Align, nope, select both of them. Arrange, Align Middle. Okay. With that, the background may be a problem. We can go right click, Format Picture, and okay. So the background, if you have a background and the background it's not cooperating with the contrast of the image, what I recommend you to do is that you go copy the pentagon without the text. You're going to right click, click here, copy, then paste it exactly on top of the pentagon, and then come here to the Format Picture. Wait, Format Picture. Right? Yeah, well, it's a Format Picture. And you're going to click here in Solid Fill. And you're going to add any color. It could be the brown that we did. And start adding some transparency. Again, this is going to be the masking mechanism that we applied on previous videos. We're going to come here. We're going to right click. And we're going to say click here and send backward. So our text comes forward. If you have a lot of things, another fantastic tip is coming here, selecting something, come here to Home, and in here, in Editing, there's something called Select. If you click here, it will show you Selection Pane. The Selection Pane is one of the most powerful and undiscovered tools in PowerPoint. With this, you can hide different things and different elements, graphics, text boxes, put them back, and it allows you to even modify it. In this one, you see the list in here. The list actually serves a purpose. With the list, you're able to see which element is on top or below the other one. For example, if I want to make the text box below the pentagon, I just need to click on it and drag it below the pentagon, and it's going to blend it. So it's the same thing as if I go here, right click on the pentagon and click Send to Back, send backward, and you see how it changed from the first position to the second position. We're going to Shift F5 and see how it's looking. You can see now that there's better contrast. In here, we see that there's a small change. Instead of doing a massive select, because it's probably going to select them all, I can use the selection pane. Click here the pentagon, and click here on graphic and pentagon 3 and pentagon 12. This will select them both. And then the only thing that I need to do is come here to Arrange, click here on Align Center, and this will align both of them. Go here again, Align, and Align Middle, and both of them are going to be on top of each other. If you want to verify, you can click here on Slideshow, and you can see them perfectly aligned. With this, we have created our masking effect, in which the brown transparency that we added allows us to better contrast the text with the background. After we finish that, we can proceed to add I recommend you before applying the effect to group all these icons together. you're gonna select them all by doing Shift click, then right click, group. Also, you can use Command G or Control G in Windows to group them all together. And the reason why we're doing this is because it's gonna make our lives way easier in order for us to apply the next effect. I'm gonna click here, click in Animations, Add Animation, scroll down, and click here in Lines. On Effect Options, you're gonna click on Up, so it moves upwards. I don't know why the preview is not working. It's kind of slowish. And when I click here to the top, we're also going to select the Pentagon 12, Pentagon 3. You can move Pentagon 3 and Pentagon 12 together. And the text box 11. Let me just check something. Yeah. I'm going to select them all. Select all of them. And we're going to group them. Remember that I can also select them here in the selection pane by doing Control click. That can work. And if I click 1 and click in Pentagon 3 by pressing Shift click, it didn't work. So Control click each one of them, and it's going to select them. It's the same thing that we did with Shift click here. And then we just apply Control G, Command G to group them. And once we have this, guys, we are going to apply the same effect. To apply the same effect, we have a couple of options. We can click here and Add Animation. Click here in Lines, or we can come here at the bottom, click on group 13 that we created that has the line effect that we just added, and click here on Animation Painter. Animation Painter allows us to copy the animation and just click on the element that we want to have it. The way that it works is that we select first the element that has the animation that we want to copy. We click the Animation Painter, and then we click on the element we want the animation to have. In our case, the element that had the animation that we wanted to copy was the group 13. We click here on the Animation Painter, and then we select our PowerPoint demo slide. You see how it got created in group 14, and if we click here and play from, we can see that both of them have started to move.